It feels like every 6 months or a year or so, I'm making a video talking about Arcade1Up and the current state of the company, because Arcade1Up is a very interesting company that I have been following ever since its inception. You know, roughly 7 years ago, they released their first unit, the Street Fighter 2 unit. And I remember buying it from GameStop for $300, having it delivered to my house, and I absolutely fell in love with it. Like, yes, it wasn't an exact one-to-one arcade experience as far as, you know, the cabinet's height and stuff like that, but I didn't care. I don't think many people cared. It was just a way to sort of relive a 90s arcade in your house. And as time went on, it seemed like this company was poised for greatness. Like, they were getting licenses left and right, you know, popular franchises. Sure, there were some prices being raised here and there. I remember the $300 to $400 price increase. I believe I bought Final Fight for $400 and my original Mortal Kombat 2 for $400, but it was all right. You know, they were obviously getting more games on there, and it seemed like we were going to get like everything we had hoped for. Whether you're like an 80s arcade kid or a 90s arcade kid, it really seemed like this company was destined to be really great. And then I don't know what the hell happened. Like, I really don't. You could talk about, you know, behind the scenes turmoil. You could talk about people leaving the company, different directions, different visions. But once standard cabinets started being $700 with X-Men and The Simpsons, I swore off these things. I was done. The $700 Simpsons, the fact that I had to download Simpsons Bowling on it, the fact that you gave me a bunch of crap that I didn't need, the stool, the tin sign, like I didn't need any of this, but you still charged me $700 for it. I was done. And it seems like this company is kind of like a cockroach because they haven't been completely eliminated yet, which absolutely fascinates me, to sort of their resilience, because I don't really know who's buying these products. And you know, when you come out with such a strong lineup of Mortal Kombat, NBA Jam, Street Fighter 2, it's like, well, kind of where do you go from there? You know, what other licenses could you get? And it just doesn't seem like they've gotten anything, because this popped up last night in my subscription feed. It is a fellow YouTube channel who talks a lot about the home arcade scene. His name is James Hates Everything. He is at 1.9 thousand subscribers right now. I'm gonna have a link to his channel in the description box down below. Get him over 2,000. Get him over 2K. Like, come on, this is easy peasy. I expect you guys to be able to do this easy. But here is our latest Arcade1Up machine. This leaked. They accidentally put up a picture of it, and it's Mortal Kombat 2 themed. I bought one of these 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and you're still just reusing and recycling all these things without adding in additional, you know, new properties to your library of games. And the more you look at this cabinet, the more disgusting it looks. Like, the design, obviously, you know, trying to mimic the Mortal Kombat 2 arcade machine. I feel like less is more with this, and this is just an eyesore. This looks like a kid with like ADD designed it and was just like, I need a million things to look at on here. What's up with this? Why is this pixelated on the bottom? Like, this obviously was a design choice, and I don't think it's a very good design choice. And you know, there's the whole thing about the size of the cabinet. So they've been doing kind of the slimmer arcade cabinets that are actually based on the I believe it's the Wheel of Fortune cabinet, which was a much slimmer design than a standard cabinet. And lo and behold, this is going to be yet another slim design of it. So basically repurposing these properties over and over again. And it's not like, as you are making newer cabinets, they're better versions. When you look at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade cabinet, the second version was way worse than the first version because of the sound quality. The sound quality in the second version was terrible compared to the first one. The first one that I have is very nice, very bassy, and then they cheaped out on things with the second version. And it's like, a revision should be better. A revision should have improvements over its predecessor, especially, you know, if you're reintroducing it into the marketplace with like a new design. Why would somebody want to buy something that's newer but worse? So this looks like it's another Slimcade situation. And then here's the biggest problem, and this honestly shocked me. So with these games, these are, you know, these are games that are 4:3 aspect ratio, because that's what it was at the time. And all of the screens for my Arcade1Up, pretty much every screen, at least as far as I'm aware of, when it comes to retro games, has been a 4:3 screen. Well, not anymore, because this is a 16:9 screen. And how can you tell? Well, there's all this crap around the bezel. Once again, we have Raiden here with the bezel. So it's not a 4:3 screen, it's a 16:9 screen, which is arguably probably cheaper to manufacture. Like, I understand that, but you're not charging cheaper prices. You're going to be charging the same old price that you always charge with these. And it has this bezel around it. Like, look at how big this bezel is. This is probably smaller view-wise for the player of the game than it would be on my 4:3 monitor in my Mortal Kombat 2 that released 5+ years ago. And this is what they do. They repurpose things, they remanufacture things, and they're worse. They're not good. They're not improving upon things. They're literally just holding on to a shred of life. And the crazy thing about this company is, you know, they report that they're doing well financially. And I guess when you cut so many corners and you don't acquire new licenses and you don't, you know, try to expand your user base, yeah, maybe you can sort of stay afloat and make money. But at some point in time, you're going to reach, you know, the maximum consumer capacity. You can only sell Mortal Kombat 2 or Street Fighter 2 or NBA Jam so many times before people are like, I don't need this. You know, you are targeting a very age-specific marketplace for the most part. Now, kids always gravitate towards arcade machines because that's just a natural thing. But for the most part, as far as the person buying these products, you are targeting a very specific demographic that is starting to move on from this. And then what are you left with? You're left with revisions. You're left with downgraded products. And it's just such a shame. It's such a shame because when I say, you know, oh, Arcade1Up is dead, you know, it's time to pull the plug. Obviously, I'm not speaking, I'm not saying it from the perspective of the casual consumer. I'm talking about it from the perspective of the person who's been there with you since day one. The person who bought that Street Fighter 2, who bought that Final Fight cabinet, who bought that Mortal Kombat cabinet, who bought that NBA Jam cabinet version 1, who bought the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade cabinet version 1, who bought X-Men, who bought Simpsons. Someone who's actually a part of your diehard consumer base. Someone that has supported the company and then seen the company pretty much just come to a halt. Like, I'm not interested in your products anymore because you stopped trying to be interesting to me. You've kind of turned your back on your diehard consumer base. So because of that, what are we left with? We're left with a shell of a company that I honestly don't understand how they keep holding on, but they do. So from that perspective, I have to give them credit. You know, the fact that they are still around, you know, is honestly amazing to me. But I think even casual people who kind of follow this stuff, I think even they are tired of all of this. They're tired of the re-releases. They're tired of downgrade. This is a downgrade, okay? No matter what you say, this screen is a downgrade. I don't care if this screen has a higher pixel quality than the one I have. It is not the proper aspect ratio, and the viewing portion of it is way smaller than it is on mine. And I could tell just by looking at this. And you're using cheaper products because, you know, it's not about the customer. It's just about the revenue. And it's a shame because there's so many properties left that I feel like would still be really cool on Arcade1Up. But that ship has sailed for me. Now I just watch the shit show from the shore, waving at the burning ship known as Arcade1Up. Let me know in the comments section down below, what do you think about this situation? Be sure to go check out James Hates Everything. Get him over 2,000 subscribers. I will have a link to his channel in the description box down below. And give me your thoughts. Like I said, thank you for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. I'm sure the Arcade1Up diehards and the Arcade1Up community will be sharing this video, and there'll be lots of people saying mean things about me. Whatever. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.